All right, let's go on then. I think I'm probably going to be using that piece to make this, just because it's easy. Yeah, bit by bit. Or should we make this the bumper? I'm just not sure how we would. I'm just going to make it there. It's very simple, but let's use this. Shift D. Bring it out. Can't tell if it does anything else. I don't think it would need to. Maybe it flares out. And if it did flare out, yeah, that's an odd piece of wood. I could try just this. Scale those in the X and see if that would look any good or look too sharp. No, that would look okay like that, I think. Although before I do that, why don't I just take this and make a copy of it to use, and then I'll do that. Scale that in the X a little bit to do that, and then take this, scale that in the X down to make those pieces. Now they look a little bit smaller than the height of this. This sort of it's more central, so let's scale this in the Z like that. Now we'll go in and over here, and it'll connect to the underside somehow. And what about the width? Scale in the X, a little bit more box-like. Let's take that and bring it back, and then think about it. Pretty much right under here, and a little bit interior. Almost under the headlights. You could do that, which it is. I think they need to be a little smaller. Let's see. It still has the bevel. Let's take both of these and see what it would look like under here. Let's take this and set the origin of geometry and cursor selected, and let's mirror this. Close up view. With respect to that, onto the other side. I think that's a bit too far out, though, isn't it? So more like that. Maybe even closer, but we'll get it exactly when we'll put the wheel on, in which case I don't know about the length of those. If I make it roughly. Yeah, okay. Halfway, let's say. About the same distance as this distance here. Or so. And with the bevel going down like that. So what if I did that? even a little bit more than half. It looks a little bit small to me. Let's look from the back and wireframe, just box it like that and bring it up. Maybe to the level of this line here. I'll see. I don't know if that looks right or not. Let's say it did. Let's say I just grabbed the hood, cursor selected, and let's just see if I can just mirror this across and how it looked like on the other side. Maybe. Probably shouldn't have done that bevel yet because I was thinking about using that piece for here, but it doesn't matter, I guess. All right, now this thing here. What can I use? I always want to start with something. Make that a new object. We'll keep it in mirror for now. So this looks to me like it comes up to about the height of this part of the windshield. Not necessarily this part. So I'm going to try and see how that looks to me. I'm just going to extrude it up. Flip polys. Yeah, I could go with something like that anyhow. And then we're just going to have to eyeball it. So I'm going to make a rectangle essentially, and then we'll cut. So let's get the approximate length that we like on this. It's going to go like that. And then we'll cut and we'll angle this, or I'll just pull that. What'll I do? Probably just pull it. So I could go ahead actually and pull it, and that may help. Oh, wait a second. Oh, just pulling part of it. Let's not do that yet. I would just put an edge loop in there. Well, I can go ahead and do that, I guess. Actually, let's see what we want to do. Yeah, you don't have to be super exact. So, whatever, that. And then we'll do that. This part is a little bit less exact, and well, it's not too far. Maybe the length of the hood, or not quite. And what about that angle? It's probably just fine. Well, could I just bevel the top and leave the bottom okay so I can do my cuts? I think so. Bevel looks like it's on both sides, you know, of these pieces. What I mean by that is, if I take, say, just those, I don't know what to do about the back yet. I'm just going to try this, and I did this just to add a little bit. And the back is a bit rounded. I think I'm just going to probably take a piece like this and just put it in there. And then the bottom is still kind of okay to cut through. Let's just see what would happen if, oops, I don't want to look at me. This piece, and then I guess this part's raised up. I can't quite tell. It's like an army jeep. But that is like a separate piece, so, and not that much of a bevel. So it might be odd to use this piece, although I could change some. So let's take it, bring it back here. We'll get rid of the mirror. And let's rotate this at 90. I'll just hit G and bring it in. I'm going to bring that over there. Oops. Yeah, the bevel doesn't necessarily match up. So let's see though. What to do about that. I may, for now, take those vertices and turn on snapping and pull them up and then snap them to that level. Oh, what did I do? I'll get rid of that if I need to. Well, I will need to, but let's shift alt and click that and dissolve that edge. Perhaps we'll leave that in there for now. Don't know if it's long enough. I feel like it. Well, let's see. No. Okay, well, that would be there. And then I guess it's got these little seat compartments in there that comes up to almost like where that is, and then it looks like there's some weird stuff going on there. So I don't know what that is. So I'm just thinking. For now, what if I took this and just bring it in and we'll just push it down. How high do these things come up? They come up quite high. So I'm just going to have to do it by eye. It comes up to like around there. And so let's see, maybe in a wireframe I can grab this. Oh, do I still have snapping on? I'm going to assume they come up pretty close to that. I think there's one on either side, and then the big long seat. It looks like there is a bevel there, and then a separate piece. Okay, in that case, I could. So I assume it comes right from the floor all the way up to there, and then a small little piece. So I could do about that, and then I could go Shift D, bring it up a bit more for the separation, and extend it up. Let's just have a look at that. Okay, that might be too much of a space, but to get the idea, I'll select that and Control L, and I'll zoom in a bit, bring it down, and then I could grab this edge and just Control V, like that. You know. Not getting rid of back faces right now. Let's try mirroring this. I'll select the hood as a central object to get those in there. And I hope that's okay. I feel like I don't like this. but it is pretty rough. So let's select all of this stuff. Let's bring it into, yeah, I just don't really like that. I'm just wondering if it would look better if I did that. Is that an improvement at all? Maybe a little bit. It's too bad I didn't do that same bevel, that cut on all of this. But that's not how it is, so. Really, isn't that mirror on the other side as well? You would think. How are we doing here? Now, what am I doing? I was thinking maybe that is just the seat. Maybe that's what all that was the seat. I haven't done a floor. You know, I'm just gonna play for a second here. Try pushing this down. How far down? If I wanted to start making the seat, gee, it looks like that comes almost up to the level of that line there. You know, making things relatively easier. Oh, jeez, stop that. Scale on the X. Let's just pull this back. Now that seat does not come up to that far, like something like that. Now this is not right. There's no seat like that. And obviously there'd be a tiny bit of trunk space, so it's not going to be like that. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it maybe halfway. I think. I don't know for sure. But if that was the beginning of the back seat, I'll come back to that. What if I work on one of these seats? Maybe that'll help me figure out what to do. This is very long in this model. And of course there's some foot space in there. So let's do this. Let's just take a plane and angle it and bevel it. And then we'll try it. And we'll use the same probably pieces, just rest them on each other, on top of each other. All right, so I'm just gonna select that and set origin geometry and cursor selected. It's a decent place. Now, you know what? In fact, let's just go into this and grab this piece. Shift-D, pull it out, scale it down a bit, and P to make it a new object. There, even easier. Select it. Okay. Move it over to here a bit, kind of where you would expect it to be. Okay, so we're gonna make the seat. So we're just going to, it's going to go like that. And the front one's going to go like that, so I can just do that part. So, yeah, why not just take this and give it some thickness. Take this edge, and this edge, and Control B. That, and it's roughly like that, and we'll go in and we'll shift alt and click, I think, the whole thing, and we'll give it a bevel like that, and then we'll shift D, and we'll I don't want to do this. I'm gonna flip it up, so rotate X 90. Okay, rotate X 90. rotate X 180, and then rotate Z 180. Ah, whatever. Let's see if I can figure out how far back. It does look like it doesn't have to follow this angle, but it kind of looks like it's roughly in line with that thing there. So if it was, that was there, I can adjust these. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of going RX. Just similar to that. Is that okay size-wise for the seat? I do look well, if I take this and just for now copy it to the other side. And what about the height, by the way, where they sit? They are a bit above that area, and then there's like a part of a cylinder coming down, so are they too low? What about with respect to the windshield? Oh, they're pretty low, they're about halfway up the windshield. Yeah, I think I would probably leave them about where they are.